always. Good morning, my friends, and happy Friday to everyone. How is everyone doing? I'm Jen Zamparelli, and I'm with you till 12. Coming up on our show today, we're going to be talking to an Irishman who's heading over to Morocco to try and help with relief efforts. Yes, we're going to chat to him. Also, Jack Whitehall is on the show. He has a new stand-up show, bringing it to Ireland. Very excited about this. So he's going to be on chatting to us and telling us what to expect with this one. And it is Friday. Thanks be to James. It means Jen's Friends is happening today. I'm going to be joined by the fabulous Kaylee Trapp and Alison Spittle, the comedian. She hasn't been on for a while. I can't wait to chat to her. I actually just read that she's going to be part of the new lineup for Gogglebox, the celebrity version. So she's going to be doing that with Kerry Katona because they're pals. So she's going to be here for Jen's Friends. And today, what else is happening? Oh yeah, well, Newsy Bits is on the way with African Taryn. I haven't had the girls in for a while, and you know what that means. Flap Chat is next.
Jen Zamparelli on RTE 2 FM. Jen's Newsy Bits.
Aha. Nearly missed that button, ladies.
Nearly.
Because we were having the chats.
Oh, we were.
Having the flap chats. All fair.
Once we flap, we just can't stop.
We just can't
Stop.
flop. Yes, welcome to Jen's Newsy Bits, otherwise known as Flap Chat when all the girls are here, because we haven't had all the gals in a while. And I'm delighted to have Afric and Taryn in for Newsy Bits. Good morning.
Good morning.
Jen. I'm so glad it's you two today. No offence to the lads or anybody else who I absolutely love. But today I'm actually feeling a bit exhausted, a bit rattled because something happened yesterday, and I think you two are the only people.
You needed it.
I need to have a bit of a rant.
Okay, go on.
Yeah.
So yesterday I lost my mind. Okay, yesterday something happened that I'm not very proud of, that I actually feel quite bad about. I'm just so happy that my kids weren't around to witness. And I'm not condoning this or saying this is okay, but I don't know where it came from. I could not regulate my temper yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To the point I thought I was going through some kind of breakdown. I was Googling perimenopausal symptoms. I was literally on the verge of doing something really that I shouldn't be doing. Well, I did, because so yesterday, this is what happened. I got home, Leo was working from home, and there was little kind of things being left around the house, like his coffee cup wasn't put in this sounds so terrible, right? Even just saying it just makes me sound insane.
know.
Coffee cups being left out. You know, he made coronation chicken.
The messiest chicken.
Right? I think that's what it was.
Did he make it himself?
No, he didn't. He bought it. But the knife with the
very
coronation chicken, which was left on the side. You know, there was shoes everywhere. It was a bit of a mess, the house. And I just kind of tidied up quietly, took the kids to the activities, and kind of just did everything quiet. Left them to work. Bless them.
Yeah.
Can't do two things at the same time.
Wasn't that they're not able?
No.
And then then later in the day I went upstairs, and the bed was kind of thrown together, but it wasn't made. And I have a thing. If there's one thing, like he says to me, I don't, clean the sink properly, and I'm really working on that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't make a bed properly, right? Don't bother if you're not going to do it properly.
Yeah, that's why.
What is the point, Taryn?
Yeah, no, I never even attempt it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So leave it in a mess, or just don't bother, because if you're going to just have one cushion on and it's not made. So then it just got to me. So I went downstairs and I said, you can't even make the bed properly. Right? He was like, what do you mean? I said, he said, I did make it. I said, you didn't. If you're not going to do it properly, don't do it at all. He brings out, well, I didn't work in a hotel. I'm not an expert bed. Bringing all this up because I worked in a hotel, and he thinks that I have
you
this
do
thing.
the prison corners, yeah.
I do the prison corners on the bed. But no. I would just like it to be made properly, because otherwise there's no point, Afric.
No, you're right.
I was so.
You're right, Jen, you're right.
Yeah.
But
it's okay. It's okay.
But when he said, I'm not an expert bed maker, you're so pernickety about this, I had a bag of rubbish in my hand.
Yeah.
And I flung it. Oh, God. With such force. It made a dent on the wall.
Stop, Jen.
God.
Doesn't stop there, okay? Now, I'm not proud of this, right?
I know.
But then I start going around kind of trashing the house.
Right.
Yeah. So he was in under the stairs where all the coats
Hiding.
are. And I was ripping all the coats, tearing all the coats off the hanger. Goes, there's no point in throwing them on the floor. What's the point? What's the point in keeping the house tidy?
of anything?
Taking everything off the stairs, flinging the shoes around. I was like, what's the point? He was like, have you lost your mind? I was like, what is the point? What's the point? I don't
an
want to
accumulation.
spend my whole life picking up stuff after people, right? Luckily, my kids weren't there to see me flinging a rubbish bag. Luckily, they weren't there to see me trashing the gaff. I literally trashed the house. And I picked up my keys and I went to a spin class.
Good woman, though.
Yeah. Just to get it out.
I couldn't talk myself down. I was so angry. I started making a list on my phone of all the things I do in the house.
No.
And I was going to send it to him.
I know.
Thank God you didn't send it.
I didn't send it to him.
Thank God.
I didn't send it to him. But I was like, there's something wrong. And I was going through, and then I spoke to my sister. And I was like, she was going through all the questions. You know, the questionnaire.
You have to do the questions. You have to do the questionnaire, yeah.
Questions like?
Are you on your or are you coming up to your period?
Yeah.
is the
No,
main-
I wasn't.
Or have you just finished your period?
Yeah.
Well, yes. Are you hungry?
Are you hungry? Are you tired?
Are you tired?
Are
Did you sleep?
Did you sleep? I was going through the flap
checklist.
the flap
checklist.
the flap checklist.
Yeah.
Right.
The flap list. Yeah.
Nothing made sense as to why I lost my rag. Nothing made
And
sense.
in retrospect, what do you think?
An accumulation.
I
of
think
factors.
it was an accumulation. I think I let things fester.
Yeah.
I think I didn't say it there
didn't
and then.
air it out.
But I don't want to be that person. I don't
God,
want to
no.
be
Nobody does.
nitpicking. Nobody. I don't want to be constantly, because I feel I'm constantly saying, why didn't you pick up? Why didn't you do this? Why?
Yeah, because then you're a nag.
I didn't want to be a nag, but I let it fester, and then I
So you're either a
just-
nag or a psycho. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Great.
It's good the way that we're trapped.
psychotic, and I hated myself
Yeah.
because I was out of control. I was completely out of control. I was making a mess of my own house. It didn't make any sense.
No, I know.
I was giving out about the mess, but I was making shit in the place.
So when you went to your spin class then, did it get out some of the
Yeah, it definitely helped.
energy?
It definitely helped. When I was coming back, I was kind of off that ledge.
Yeah.
So
But
it
that was a
definitely
really
helped.
good coping mechanism.
Yeah, really good bit
to
of
take
exercise.
yourself off spinning.
But I had that booked.
Oh, okay.
Like, what would have happened if I didn't have that booked?
I thought you'd been like, right, I need to get rid of. I need to go spinning.
No,
oh no,
I was
you
on
had
my
that
way
booked.
to spin.
Okay.
I was on my way to a class. But he was so good that when I came back, the dinner was made, the place was clean, and he was just quite normal with me. So
Yeah.
then I had to apologise.
Yeah.
When I should have apologised, and I had to apologise.
I know.
And I was like, I'm sorry for being psychotic. Will he make the bed properly today?
I'd say
Time
he's
will tell.
there
I asked him to
tugging
send us
in
a
the corner. Yeah.
Get him to send us a picture of the bed.
Have you ever lost it like that?
I lost
yeah.
it this week on Monday.
Oh,
but-
this week? Great.
Yeah, my version of losing it is very different though.
Go on.
Like I just cause I live on my own. I've no one to lose it with.
Same.
So the anger just turns into tears.
Yeah.
So I just sat on the couch crying, eating twirl bars, and I had a 5-pack. And I was just sort of munching my way through them.
Yeah.
Just crying
Eat your
in
feelings.
pure anger.
Yeah. Yeah, it just tends to happen these days, like
Yeah.
this, and
There's too much all the time.
going on.
If you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So I'm like, let's say I'm in pre-Shark Week now, right? 5
Oh,
days
God.
out.
Oh, why are you even on air?
Homicidal.
You should be somewhere.
You should be in a
Homicidal.
padded room somewhere.
I should, because I was saying to the lads earlier, I'd be a real people pleaser generally.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
yeah, no problem, yeah, 100%, absolutely, no worries. Yeah, send me that, I'll do that for you, blah blah blah, whatever. But this week, and generally the weeks that this happens, to myself, I sound very short with people. I run out of patience.
Even your sentences today are
My
quite deliberate.
sentences are short, compact, to give myself as little room for error as possible.
But isn't it good that you're self-aware enough?
I know
to
that, but
recognise
but every month it's the same. I'm like, why am I so sad? Like, why am I so sad and raging? And like, this week, and then I realize,
you went through the flap checklist.
you go through the flap checklist,
and
and then
what came up? Bing, 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 bing.
yeah, it's period
Yeah.
next week.
Hormonal.
So join me next week. I'll be normal.
Hormonal. And it's across the board. I think we're all kind of feeling the pressure. And like so many people going, it's just too much. It's too much going on. It's
Yeah.
too much.
This
We need to
time of
unplug
year.
ourselves.
Yeah.
We've all been there, have done the exact same things as Fiona. Your action is valid. A lot of women do everything. I don't know if that is the case. Just speaking on behalf of the other person I live with, Lau, he does do an awful lot. And it was just completely out of control. Unwarranted. It was over a bed, lads. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know,
He
but
didn't have an affair.
I know.
Like
Are
it
you
was.
sure, Jen?
I wouldn't blame him.
Maybe today
I'd
he's
welcome
looking
that.
for one.
Maybe that's what he's doing today.
Preach, ladies. This is my life. Somebody says it's us per men that suffer. All you women out there, you want to live in a show house.
How about you shut up?
You get married and have kids. I don't want to live in a show house. I just want to live in a tidy house.
Exactly.
I just want. And I saw something yesterday. I put stuff on the stairs. You put stuff on the stairs to bring up. See,
For someone to bring it up.
nobody brings it up in my house.
So
except
they
for
just
me.
live on the stairs. Look, someone said full moon yesterday, Jen.
yes.
Oh.
Energy was very high all week. Plus, the frustration at the other half for doing their fair share is real. Why can they just not do what they should do, like us women do?
Yeah, I just hate myself for not being able to regulate.
To regulate
Yeah.
the
madness.
temper.
Because it's scary when you can't control
It's
yourself.
really scary.
It's really scary. It's
really scary.
And now I'm feeling the
how you
aftermath.
said it.
It's exhausting afterwards, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because you feel so terrible about
Yeah.
yourself. And then, like, I don't want that to happen again. So
It will.
we're going to have a PowerPoint presentation on how to make a bed later on in my house.
Brilliant.
So he knows.
Yeah.
So that doesn't. That's my trigger. And like, it's so silly. It's
Yeah,
so
but
silly.
it's not, because it's not necessarily just about the bed. It's an accumulation of little things that have happened during that day, or maybe during the week previous or whatever. And I think probably because you don't air it out at the time, because you said you don't want to be saying it all the time. And I think loads of women feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
You keep it in. I was like, I won't say anything about it. And then it's real pick your battles kind of thing. And then you can't pick your battles anymore. You get to a stage where you can't pick your battles.
go to war.
And you go to war, and it's always over something stupid, like the way somebody made a bed.
So how do you regulate yourself? How do you do it? Well, the spin was great. The spin was really
Exercise,
good.
it's a very healthy way to regulate.
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
a bit too healthy.
Yeah.
I know.
I like your twirls.
Yeah,
More.
the twirls, a 5-pack for €2, I think. Fans on a budget.
51552. Welcome to Flap Chat.
When I grow up, I want to play county with robots. And they'd have 4 arms and they'd score loads of goals. And our goalie would have a jetpack to stop the slither from going over the bar. And our midfielders...
A healthy imagination needs a healthier diet. That's why we're providing free, nutritious food through DESH schools to kids who need it most to help feed their potential. Search Tesco Stronger Starts for more. Tesco. Every little helps.
Let's salute the morning people who are on day 3 of dry shampoo, who convince themselves that no one will notice. These proper morning people deserve a proper breakfast. Like a delicious bacon and egg McMuffin and a frothy cappuccino. McDonald's. Breakfast done properly. Served until 11 a.m.
The journey for this Irish squad, it's just incredible to watch. It's that level of consistency. Being able to perform when the pressure is on.
Ireland have won the Grand Slam for the 4th time.
We're now in a position where we can dare to dream.
However far they go, you'll be there too. The Rugby World Cup 2023 across RTE. Ireland take on Tonga. Saturday at 8 p.m. on RTE2, RTE Player and RTE Radio 1. On RTE 2 FM.
Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Down. Okay, guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Now everyone report to the dance floor. To the dance floor. To the dance floor. Now everyone report to the dance floor. Alright, stop. Pajama time. Come here, little kitties, on my lap. Guess who's back with a brand new rap? And I don't mean rap as in a new case of child molestation accusation. No worries, Papa's got a brand new bag of toys. What else could I possibly do to make noise? I done touched on everything but little boys. And that's not a stab at Michael, that's just a metaphor. I'm just psycho, I go a little bit crazy sometimes. I get a little bit out of control with my rhymes. Good God, Dick, do a little slide. Bend down, touch your toes, and just glide up the center of the dance floor. Like TP for my bunghole, and it's cool if you let one go. Nobody's gonna know who'd hear it. Give a little poot poot, it's okay. Oops, my CD just skipped, and everyone just heard you let one rip. Now I'm gonna make you dance, get your chance. Yeah, boy, shake that ass. Oops, I mean girl. Girl, you know you're my world. Alright, now lose it. Just lose it. Go crazy. Oh baby, baby. It's Friday, and it's my day. Just to party, all the way to Sunday. Maybe till Monday, I don't know what day. Every day's just a holiday. Cruising on the freeway, feeling kinda breezy. Get the top down and my hair blow. I don't know where I'm going, all I know is when I get there, someone's gonna touch my body. Miss, I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but I'm feeling just a little stressed out from work. Could you punch me in the stomach and pull my hair? Spit on me, maybe gouge my eyes out. Yeah. Now what's your name, girl? What's your sign?
Man, you must be about your mind. Dre, beer goggles flying. I'm just trying to unwind.
Now I'm gonna make you dance, get your chance. Yeah, boy, shake that ass. Oops, I mean girl.
Girl, you know you're my world.
Alright, now lose it. Just lose it. Go crazy. Oh baby, baby.
It's Tuesday and I'm locked up, I'm in jail and I don't know what happened. They say I was running butt naked down the street screaming. But I'm sorry, I don't remember. All I know is this much, I'm not guilty. They said save it, boy, we got you on tape yelling at an old lady to
touch my body.
Now this is the part where the rap breaks down. It gets real intense, no one makes a sound. Everything looks like it's 8 Mile now. The beat comes back and everybody loses sound. They'll snap back to reality. Look, it's B-Rabbit, are you signing me up to battle? I'm a grown man, chubba. I don't have any lines to go right here, so chubba fellas.
What?
Fellas, grab your left nut, make your right one jealous.
What?
Black girls, white girls, skinny girls, fat girls, tall girls, small girls. I'm calling all girls. Everyone report to the dance floor. It's your chance for a little romance or butt squeezing. It's the season. Just go so appeasing.
Now I'm gonna make you dance, get your chance. Yeah, boy, shake that ass. Oops, I mean girl.
Girl, you know you're my world.
Alright, now lose it. Just lose it. Go crazy. Oh baby, baby. Touch my body. Touch my body. Oh boy, just touch my body. I mean girl, just touch my body.
Thank you. That was CMAT. This is Jen's Newsy Bits. I'm here with the ladies.
Yay!
Woo!
Hooray! Thank God.
She's having one of those weeks. If you know, ladies, you know. Afric and Taryn are here. And I told you all what happened to me yesterday. I lost my rag and I'm very ashamed about it. And I apologised to my husband. And it's just something that happened. I don't know where it came from. I went through the checklist. Was I hungry? Was I due on all this? And it wasn't. It's just, I just lost it. And it was unforgivable. And I actually feel really shameful because I couldn't regulate it. So now in retrospect, I'm looking at how do I not get to that point in my life again. But a lot of people have been texting in on this. Afric, what have we got?
So someone said, Jen, don't beat yourself up. We've all been there. It's the September exhaustion.
Okay.
Everyone I met yesterday, adults and kids alike, are all feeling the pressure. Everyone's been racing through the summer and prepping for back to school, etc. Be kind to yourself. I don't have that excuse, unfortunately.
Well, it's still it's like a new beginning, isn't it? September
It
and
is.
work.
It's like
there's a new
pressure.
It's like autumn, January,
Yeah. It's a bit like that. All the crap from over the years builds up and eventually can make you blow. You are normal, by the way, that texter says. Well, thank you for that. I'm starting to feel a lot better about myself. What have you got, Taryn?
Yeah, Jen, you are not mad or naggy. Sometimes we have to lose our shit to be heard. They expect us to do everything. We are not their effing mothers. A few lemonades this evening and no tennis for my man this weekend.
Oh, no!
As if he can't do something properly, I won't be either. From a psycho mother in Westport.
Hello, yes, to the psycho women out there. Delighted to hear this. This texter says, I couldn't stop. This is quite sad. I couldn't stop myself from crying yesterday. I had such a down day for no obvious reason. I just ended up going for a nap. Maybe it's the weather or the moon.
Let me talk to you, my friend, right now. Okay, let me talk to you about this because I'm having exactly the same week as you are. And we were just talking about it. It is dark at 7:30 in the evening. It is pissing rain in Dublin.
It's a lot.
The next bank holiday seems a long, long way away. So it's fine.
And then someone said it wasn't the actual bed, Jen, that you lost your shit over. It's the not caring about the bed that matters to you. I feel this so much. I think you're right.
Good point.
I think you're right. What else have we got?
Someone said so we got a couple of texts like this as well. And this person said, Cliffy is in Donegal, said, I'd be interested to know your opinions if the shoe was on the other foot and he behaved like that with you. If he came home and the bed wasn't made properly, is it acceptable behaviour or not? But we're not saying that it's acceptable behaviour. Jen has already said a million times that it absolutely wasn't acceptable behaviour.
No, but I think we need to be honest about reactions and what's happening out there.
And talking about what's going on rather than bottling it up. So.
Absolutely. Ladies, so blinking true about this stuff on the stairs. My favourite is when my husband asks me when I come home late from work why a jacket or something else is in the wrong place, like I wasn't out all day working and I've just come home. My reply to that now is, I don't know why it's there.
I don't know. Why is that there?
Let's go through these two and then we'll
totally get this, Jen. Had a conversation at the weekend about how it's harder for women to work from home because they be trying to get their jobs done all day. Men literally work.
Yeah.
I often come home to the cereal box on the table in the midst of COVID, homeschooling and working from home. I lost the plot. Kicked the door off the tumble dryer in a fit of rage and broke it.
Yeah.
These things are an accumulation of micro doses of stress and it's a death by 1,000 cut situation.
Wow, that is so
so
true.
articulate. Yeah.
Micro doses of stress. Drip, 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 drip,
exactly what it is.
drip, drip. And it's not just women feeling it, we're all feeling it.
Everybody's feeling
We're
it.
all feeling it. And what's that one?
Someone said as well, Jen, for sure the bed was a trigger. I'm a mum of 4 teens and a husband. I'm working full time, permanently nagging them to pick their shit up. It just gets exhausting and I become invisible in my own house. But now I'm also menopausal.
Yay.
I just walk away, I leave the crap on the floor, let it pass, breathe and focus on positive things in your life. Go to spin.
What about knocking the door off the tumble dryer? That's
a great one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have a bit of music and then we need to talk science.
Yeah, we're going to calm down.
We're going to calm down. We're going to... When is Cormac with his sparkling water?
Went for those coffees ages ago.
Like, is he lost? Did he go to a glory hole or something? Like, where is he? Here's Gavin James.
Drip, drip, drippity drop. Drip, drip, drippity drop.
The roof is leaking and the rain's falling on my head.
Drip, drip, drippity drop.
Well, the roof is leaking and the rain's falling on my head.
Drip, drip, drippity drop.
I cried so hard, teardrops on my bed.
Drip, drip, drippity drop.
Well, she packed up her clothes and she moved out on the midnight train.
Drip, drip, drippity drop.
Well, she packed up her clothes and she moved out on the midnight train.
Drip, drip, drippity drop.
You know this empty room is driving me insane.
Flip, flip, flippity flop.
Well, I'm sitting here drinking, thinking what I'm gonna do.
Sip, sip, sippity sop.
Well, I'm sitting here drinking, thinking what I'm gonna do.
Sip, sip, sippity sop.
You know the roof is leaking and the rain is falling through.
Drip, drip, drippity drop.
Well, I ran into my buddy, he gave me a tip, tip, tip. He said your woman's gonna left. I said I'm a hip, hip, hip. I said just mind your own affairs and button your lip, lip, lip. I don't need you to tell me she gave me the slip, slip, slip. Because the roof is leaking and the rain falling on my head.
Drip, drip, drippity drop.
I cried so hard, teardrops on my bed.
Drip, drippity drop.
Oh,
Drip, drip,
oh,
drippity drop.
oh.
Drip, drip, drippity drop.
Jen's Newsy Bits.
Yes, you're very welcome to Jen's Newsy Bits. If you've just tuned in, nothing's happened here whatsoever. Absolutely nothing.
We're all fine.
We're bringing you
We're all good.
Cormac. Hi.
Hi,
Love
Cormac.
Hi, we missed you. There he is.
Cormac's
Went down
arrived
the-
with the happy juice.
He came with a happy juice. He went out in the rain. He's the best boy.
He's the best boy.
The best boy.
Yeah, definitely.
Love him so much.
I know. Don't start crying.
Okay.
Come on. Come on.
I want to talk about science. You have a great science
I want to
story.
talk about
Go
science
on.
too. I love these. They're called the Ig Nobel Awards. So they happen at the same time as the Nobel Prize, but they're kind of for weird science, right? So Nobel Prize, as we know, rewards science that's meaningful and changes the world. But the Ig Nobels reward little weird experiments that are just interesting. The stuff that makes you go, that's weird. So there's awards for them as well. So using dead spiders to grip objects or to probing the weird feeling that occurs when the same word is written over and over again, researchers are investigating some of the quirkiest conundrums in science, and they've been honoured at this year's Ig Nobel Awards. So among prize winners this year was Jan Zelasevic of the University of Southampton, who won the Ig Nobel Prize for Chemistry and Geology for explaining why many scientists like to lick rocks.
Huh?
So he revealed that while the 18th century Italian geologist Giovanni Arduino uses taste to help identify rocks and minerals, modern field geologists often apply the tongue for a different reason.
Okay.
He says that we do it to help the sense of sight, not taste, because a wet surface shows up the mineral particles better than the dry ones. That's what he says. So this year's Ig Nobel Prize for Public Health was awarded to researchers for the development of a smart toilet that uses various technologies to monitor human waste for signs of disease.
Great idea.
and an anal print sensor as part of its system to identify the user. Because like snowflakes, your anal print is completely unique.
Wow. What?
Sorry, what?
It's your own little snowflake.
Your anal print.
So it's like our fingerprints.
It's like fingerprints. Exactly. Yeah.
That is crazy.
No two are alike.
I never knew that, Afric.
Fascinating.
That is fascinating stuff.
This is great.
I knew Afric would bring something like that.
Because they all look the same to me.
Same.
Yeah.
Me too. You'd be hard pressed to tell the difference in a lot of situations. So, the award for medicine went to researchers who used cadavers to explore whether each of an individual's nostrils contain an equal number of hairs.
Do they?
That's actually, I'm not sure.
Okay, we don't know.
Okay.
We don't know.
Try harder next time.
Whether the communication prize was scooped by scientists who have conducted investigations, including neuroimaging analyses, into people who are expert at speaking backwards. How are they able to do it?
I can write backwards.
Can you?
Like start at the end of the word and...
Yeah, so look, I'll just do my name. Jennifer. See?
Oh, wow.
A lot of left-handed people can do that because it's easier. Because when you think about it, when you're right-handed, it flows better. So I'm like that. I you know?
That's wild.
Yeah.
You should be in this next year.
Well, I should be in the
year.
Guinness Book of Records that we talked about yesterday for something.
For whatever.
something.
Yeah, we'll find something.
Find something for me. But that's fascinating.
Toilet one is really interesting, isn't it?
Toilet one is really interesting. So they just do mad experiments, things that we didn't think we needed to know, but we kind of needed
Exactly.
to know.
It's stuff that's just fun to know.
And they snog the rocks.
And they snog the rocks they get because apparently you can see rocks better if you give them a little lick.
Really?
Yeah, you can see the mineral
We're talking about the rocks,
particles.
not the... Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Confusing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That works for a lot of stuff.
Any experiments you would like to see done?
I would love to know why sometimes you're in a bar, right? And sometimes men will come over and chat you up. And sometimes they won't.
Okay.
Like, what's the difference? Is it what you're wearing?
Oh.
Is it...
I like this.
Is it... Because I have a theory that if you're smiling, they'll come over.
Yeah, you have to have a smile on your face the
A big
whole time.
old grin.
Yeah.
But, like, that doesn't always work. So what is it? Do you know, if they're at a distance, they're meters away, so they can't smell you. Because you know the way they say they like the smell.
The old pheromones.
People like the smell of each other, and that's how you fancy someone. So say if someone's 5 meters away and they start eyeing you up, like, what is it? It's not my hair.
That's
It might be.
interesting. We should conduct that experiment.
Let's conduct that experiment.
We'd need a team of scientists.
Let's get a control
and
group.
experts.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to know.
Right.
It's kind of more of a long-term experiment. We take years and years to discover. Or have we done it already? That if you eat only ham and cheese sandwiches for your entire school life, like, what are the health implications of that?
And is the ham?
What is...
I don't want to know
does that knock a
what
couple of years off your... Like, what is it?
Yeah.
There's an element of guilt when I'm making the lunches, I have to say, because it's the same
Don't
thing.
they say one slice of ham is the same as 2 cigarettes?
Oh, great.
For God's
Great.
sake.
Slowly. I don't think that's true. I would also like to know what is the oldest sell-by date you can kind of get away with. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, that's a great one. I found something in my press the other day from before COVID.
that's not that long ago.
No, 2020 though.
Okay.
I don't want that.
If you listen to 90s boy bands on a loop when you're home from work, like constantly, like if they're just playing in your house, do you actually go clinically insane? Like, can we conduct that experiment?
Yeah, or how long would it take?
How long would it take?
I would love to know, because you did it earlier with Cormac, if someone's on the phone and you hand them something,
they'll take it.
They'll take it.
They'll take it.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
I'd love to know what that is. I'm sure somebody has checked this out already, and I'm sure it doesn't belong in the Ig Nobel Awards, but I am very interested in why that happens.
I think no matter what we're saying now, nobody is listening. All they're thinking about is the fact that everybody's anus
is different.
It's
your own
and they're like
little
snowflakes.
special
Are we all thinking
snowflake.
about that? We're all thinking
It's
about
fascinating.
that. We need to do something with that.
I know, it feels like the opportunities are endless.
It feels like it's being wasted.
Yes.
Doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
Why?
wasted.
Why would the creator of, human do that? It's a waste, or is it? What are the benefits?
Maybe it's for a later time. Maybe we'll find out when we need to find out.
maybe Apple are going to design plugs
They definitely
for our
will.
phones.
They definitely
And they
will.
have to go up our arse, and they're unique to us, so we can't share them. Then
I
we
know
all
that
have to buy one.
Elon Musk is on this
Yeah.
already. 100%.
incredible.
Yeah.
Why do you think we all have unique anuses? 51552.
cliche.
very welcome. Yes, it is 9:44. I'm joined by Taryn and Afrig. Joined by or with? Joined by, yeah. By the hip. Taryn and Afrig here. Hello. How's it going? What's happening? What have you got, Taryn? What do you want to talk about?
So, invitation dilemmas. So it seems all is not rosy on Queer Eye. So last weekend, Queer Eye's food expert Antoni Porosky celebrated his upcoming nuptials to fiancé Kevin Harrington in Tennessee's Blackberry Mountain with several celebrity friends, including co-star Tan France. But the rest of the Queer Eye cast were not invited.
Oh.
Okay, so they weren't apparently they weren't invited. So the shade of it all, Bobby said during an appearance at Cyrus XM's Andy Cohen's Live Thursday. Bobby was not invited, I was not invited, and Jonathan was not invited. Just Tan was invited. The shade. So Brown went on to say that his feelings weren't necessarily hurt when it comes to events like that, like the family things, weddings. It costs money, so I can't take offence to it. Brown also said that he assumes that he and the other cast members will be at Porowski's upcoming wedding. But if we were or not, it would be okay because people who get married, you understand what it costs per plate. But will he be invited though if he wasn't invited to the stag? It's a minefield, the invitation thing. So surely there isn't a wedding in the country that hasn't had an argument somewhere about invites.
Definitely.
But like, I want to know, how do you decide? Like, what do you do? Is it like you have the full 250, every single cousin, every neighbour, or just 20 people and just have the core family? Like, it's kind of impossible. So 51552, if anyone's going through that now.
My mum said that she handed over her wedding to my granddad because my granddad was from Donegal and just wanted to invite everyone he'd ever met in Donegal, basically.
Yeah.
And she just let him do it. She was just like, fine, you go ahead.
It takes a lot to put the foot down when it comes to
I'd say
weddings.
it's tough.
It's a lot because you're always going to upset people, the people that you don't want there. The family members who want the people to be there because they were at their wedding. There's always so you either go really big or you go really small. There's kind of no in between. It's really tricky. So I went really small because like my mum is the youngest of 8 and so is my dad. I'm the youngest of 6.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of cousins, like 30 odd cousins.
God, yeah, that's really tough.
I was like, no, I can't. I want to get married in Castle Leslie. I want to do it in the small room. That's what we want.
So were you kind of cutthroat? Like you had to be a bit...
I was cutthroat, but you know what? I do have regrets. I do think if I was going to do it again, I would love to invite them all. I think COVID did that and you're like, all these get-togethers are so important. But it is quite tricky and there's nothing worse than sitting down, I suppose, for any kind of a party and going through the guest list. What about, like, even hen parties? Is there a case that you'd be invited to a hen and wouldn't go to a wedding?
Always say...
Is that a thing?
That if you don't need to invite me to your hen.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
I had a nightmare the other night that I was getting invited to so many hens that this is a genuine dream I had, that they were happening on Mondays and Tuesdays and I was turning up for work wrecked, absolutely wrecked, and it's like there's nothing I can do, I have to go to these hens. I was at hens during the week.
Have you ever turned down a hen?
Yes.
I haven't, have you?
Several, yeah.
And what do you say?
I just said, listen, I'm not around for...
They're like, I haven't given you the date yet.
No, I'm not around. Because the thing is, I've worked the weekend for the last like 5-6 years, which is very handy for hens. You're just like, I actually can't.
What is it about hens that you don't like? They're great fun.
I don't like organised fun. I don't like organised fun.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's involves loads of things that I hate, and I'm just strangers. And no.
Do you have to muster up all your enthusiasm?
I do, and then like be exhausted for
your
a
social
week afterwards.
battery has to be fully charged,
Drained.
and it's going to deflate. Very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. I just hate hens.
Okay, so just don't invite people to anything because they don't want to go anyway.
That's honestly, the older I get, cancelling plans. It's like
a new hobby,
a drug. Yeah. If someone cancels plans that you have made together, and you kind of wanted to cancel them, but you didn't have the guts to cancel them yourself.
There's no greater joy. There's no greater joy.
That is what I feel like.
Just taking your pants straight off and getting back into bed.
That's class A. There's no greater joy.
It's not.
Yeah. And sometimes I remember going out one night. I was going out on a Saturday night. It was a big night out. And I actually did fall asleep on the bed getting ready. I was so tired. And nobody believed me, and it was such a waste of an excuse.
No.
It's like, I was doing my makeup and I just went,
Just rest my eyes for a second.
I just fell asleep with, like,
And was that you?
actually had my coat on
She
and everything.
closed your eyes to put on eyeliner and woke up at 8 o'clock the next
Yeah, we're
morning.
going back to it's exhausting. But yeah, going back to the invitations, it is a minefield. It really, really is.
Because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but you don't want to also have a wedding that is full of people that you don't really know.
Yeah,
like that would be my worst
But
nightmare.
some people love that. Some people love that. And I was at a wedding recently in Kilruddery and it was gorgeous and I was terrified it was going to be big for me. You know what I mean? And we always say this, me and Lev, if we go to weddings, we always say to the bride group, we were always like, make sure you get time to yourselves. Go off to yourselves because there's an obligation.
You have to go do the rounds.
Which is exhausting. And if you have 250 people there, you're not getting any time to yourself. And why does the bride and the groom have to do the rounds? Why don't the people go to them?
I always find that weird because it's like you see the beautiful bride in her beautiful dress like crouching beside tables and stuff. I'm like, stand up straight. That dress is beautiful.
And what is there to say? Only, are you having a good time? Yeah. What did you do? What did you go for the beef for the salmon?
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine having to do that 250 times.
I'd walk straight out the door.
Walk out of my own wedding.
How did you do it, gals who have the big weddings? How did you do it? Did you have a good time? Did you just ignore everybody and just focus on yourself and the moment? Like it's like how do you navigate that?
Yeah.
You've all these people, all this pressure, anti-bridey, they're all there.
Yeah.
Do you make the time to speak to everybody? What is the small chat like? Do you just whip out? Did you have the beef or the salmon? 250 times.
You having a good night?
Yeah. Oh, there's a DJ up now in a bit. Yeah.
The DJ, yeah. Really happy with them, yeah.
I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what we talk about. All people want to talk about is the anus thing.
Okay, yeah.
It was big news.
Afric, just reiterate what you told us in your story.
So, we were talking about the Ig Nobel Prize.
Look how you light up talking about. You're so sciencey.
I know, she's cheered up now.
Which is happens around the same time as the actual Nobel Prize, but it's just for little bits of science that are just interesting and get rewarded. So we were talking about the fact that there are toilets being designed by scientists that are built to analyse waste and also some to take an anal print. And I said, because it's true, that your anus is like a little snowflake. Every single one is unique. No two ani are the same. So someone texted in here, everyone's anus is different because human development at the embryonic level begins with cell divisions that become your sphincter before you are anything else. You literally start life as a little arsehole. Twins have the same anal print in a way. The anal print is the truest representation of our DNA. Love you, Jennifer.
I love that. I love that.
So lovely.
I love that.
So special.
So special. It's a very special show today, I have to say.
Marcus in Limerick is listening. He said, I'm literally sitting in a gastrointestinal ward, okay, getting intravenous medication, surrounded by people who aren't pooping right, including myself. Hearing you gals on about no two anuses are alike. You don't say.
They're not, Marcus. You have your own little special snowflake down there and you better look after it.
Special little pooping
You only get one.
You only get one. You only get one
Opinions
special little
are
anus.
like ourselves. Everyone's got one.
Yeah, but they're all pretty individual. you for joining me for Jen's Newsy Bits and otherwise known as Flap Chat when Taryn and Africa are in. We've done our job because somebody just texted me.
Yeah.
Saying, I have my wedding coming up in October. Congratulations. Hope you have an amazing time. And this texter went on to say, and I think instead of breaking out the old, did you have the salmon or beef? I'll tell each table everyone's anus is unique.
Amazing.
Jess.
Thanks for the top tip, Jess.
Good woman, Jess.
We're here for we're all about the tips.
Yeah.
Can I give you a top tip?
Yeah.
Just on timing of your wedding. If you were thinking of having your wedding at any time between Christmas Day and New Year's Eve,
Smacks.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't.
You are the most disgusting you've ever been all year. You haven't shaved your legs in 3 months. You have to go from full hibernation to full wedding in a day and a half. And it's not possible. I'll tell you that right now.
And the photographs will not look good.
No.
I saw a set of photographs from a Christmas wedding last year and they were quite scary.
Okay, and they had their, it was a wedding photo of all the gals at the wedding.
Yeah, and no one looked recognisable.
Because they were just bloated from all the gluttony over Christmas.
Yeah.
Amazing tip yet again.
2FM. Entertainment news.
And Lottie's here with the scoop. What have you got?
Well, first of all, can I just say thoroughly enjoying Flap Chat today.
Oh, the honesty.
I just...
Going to get us into trouble.
No, not at all. I think people appreciate a bit of honesty and I just love all the flaps flapping about.
Yeah,
It's good, though. It's comforting to hear.
That we all lose it sometimes.
Yeah, it makes you feel less...
mental
and
yes,
nuts.
Thank you.
You know, I
Thank you.
think it's a good thing to say and talk about, and it's brave.
You,
Kylie Jenner, Jen.
Yeah.
She's ushered herself into a brand new era. She's unveiled her make under. So she has a new beauty campaign out. She's launched a concealer. So when I heard she was launching a concealer, she was teasing it on Instagram, you know, shadowy pictures of a tube. Ooh, what could it be? It's a concealer. And I thought, I'll wait till these campaign photos come out. She's going to be in full beat, showing, you know, how hard can that concealer work in a Kardashian face, you know, because they go full beat. And then the campaign pictures came out and they're these Polaroids. She's basically no makeup on except a tiny bit of concealer. Her hair, which is usually filled with extensions, full glam, is just loosely pinned back, kind of messy, in a little beige dress. And I thought, I know what's going on here. It's the new fella. She's going out with your man Timothy Chalamet. And she's morphing into him. This is what they do. They all morph into their fellas.
Oh, interesting theory.
Kim morphed into Kanye. They started dressing the same.
Yes.
And same with Chloe. She morphed into Tristan. She was doing the whole basketball thing and all. This is what they do. And then I thought, oh my God, do we all do that though? Now, producer Kate says she absolutely has not morphed into her fella. But I do know people say partners start to look like each other, they start to behave like each other, and they kind of do start to morph into each other. Are you and Lau one and the same?
I wish. Then he'd make a better bed.